Welcome to this presentation on Think Faster, Talk Smarter, How to Speak Successfully When You're Put on the Spot, based on the groundbreaking book by Matt Abrahams. Abrahams is a renowned communication expert and lecturer at Stanford University's Graduate School of Business. He also hosts the popular podcast, Think Fast, Talk Smart. His core premise is that spontaneous speaking is not an innate gift, but a skill that anyone can master through deliberate practice and structural preparation. Today, we will explore his visual playbook for excelling in high-pressure moments. We have all felt the agony of panic when someone asks, "What do you think?" Whether it's a high-stakes Zoom call, a sudden elevator pitch, or a surprise wedding toast, these unexpected queries initiate a fight or flight response. Your brain perceives a social threat, causing cognitive detachment. Physically, you might experience plumbing reversal. Your mouth goes dry while your palms get wet with sweat. The reality is that impromptu speaking requires systematic preparation to tame the brain and structure the message before the pressure hits. To master spontaneous speaking, Abrams proposes a 6-step methodology divided into 2 phases. Phase 1 is inner work aimed at taming your brain. This involves calming physiological jitters, unlocking your mindset by abandoning perfectionism, and redefining interactions as collaborative opportunities. Phase 2 is outer work, focused on crafting your message. This includes listening deeply to cues, using structure to provide a roadmap for the audience, and focusing on the essence of your message to keep it concise and relevant. To move from an anxious default to a smart pivot, you must address your internal state. Calm yourself by deploying an anxiety management plan, AMP, such as cooling your body temperature or reframing nerves as excitement. Unlock your potential by daring to be dull, embracing mediocrity to free up cognitive load instead of striving for impossible perfection. Finally, redefine the situation. Shift from a defensive yes but posture to a collaborative yes and mindset, viewing impromptu interactions as gifts and opportunities for connection. Once your mindset is right, focus on the delivery. Listening requires pace, space, and grace. Don't just plan your response while others talk. Create space to hear true motivations. Structure acts as cognitive wayfinding because the human brain struggles with random lists. Leverage logical story structures so the audience knows exactly where the narrative is going. Finally, focus on the F word of speaking. Strive for precision, having a clear goal, relevance, audience centricity, accessibility, no jargon, and concision, brevity. When put on the spot, use the what, so what, now what framework. This is the ultimate all-purpose structural roadmap for pitches, small talk, or sudden questions. First, state the what, your core point or idea directly. Second, explain the so what, why this matters and its specific relevance to your audience. Third, determine the now what, a clear call to action or the next step. This structure ensures your response is logical, concise, and impactful every time. Different high-stakes moments require specific frameworks to be effective. For Q&A, use ADD, answer, detail, describe, to provide concrete value. For apologies, follow AAA, acknowledge, appreciate, amends, to drop the ego and take responsibility. For feedback, apply the 4 I's, information, impact, invitation, implications, to frame it as a collaborative problem-solving invitation. Finally, for toasts or tributes, use what, why we are here, how you're connected, anecdotes, thanks, to give a meaningful spoken gift. Spontaneous queries don't have to be scary if you use the ADD framework. Step 1 is answer. Give a direct, one-sentence answer immediately without defensive throat clearing. Step 2 is detail. Anchor your answer in reality by providing one specific, concrete example or data point. Step 3 is describe. Pivot back to the audience by explaining exactly how this information benefits or applies to the person who asked the question. This filter adds value while avoiding dead air time. A successful apology requires dropping the ego and following a strict hierarchy. Using the AAA framework prevents the dreaded "I'm sorry you felt that way" non-apology. First, acknowledge. Admit the offending behavior directly and take absolute personal responsibility without making excuses. Second, appreciate. Show deep empathy by validating how your specific offense impacted the other person emotionally or logistically. Third, amends. Detail the specific, measurable actions you will take to remedy the situation and ensure it doesn't happen again. To give feedback that works, frame it as an invitation to solve problems together. The 4 I's structure makes this seamless. Start with information. Provide objective, observable facts about what happened. Next, state the impact. Explain the objective consequences of those facts, why they matter. Then extend an invitation. ask the recipient to join you in finding a solution together. Finally, detail the implications, what the future path looks like and what the next steps are. This collaborative approach reduces defensiveness. In conclusion, you must prepare in advance to truly excel in spontaneous situations. By training your brain with established structures, you free up the cognitive load necessary to be present, authentic, and compelling in the moment. Remember the core takeaways. Trust your training, dare to be dull to remain genuine, and always focus on your audience and their needs. With practice and the right mindset, you can stop freaking out and start thinking faster and talking smarter.